Like, how do you feel about how things have transpired for you? When you come into a new situation and you don't know anybody and you haven't played in a while, do you expect to have as much success as you're having?
No, I had no expectations coming in this season, and I think that's what I still have no expectations. Honestly, I just play hard. I know I expect myself to play hard and be competitive, and that's how I felt coming into this season. So nothing shocking going on in my opinion, but either way, it's just playing basketball. That's what I came to do.
What did you? Sorry, LJ.
Thank you. You didn't play for 2 seasons, but what did you do in those 2 seasons as far as being on the court and working out? And how much basketball, even if it was just pickup basketball, did you play?
Lots of pickup basketball, but as far as improvements, I think I improved mentally, as far as thinking the game more, and I think that side of my game improved the most.
Now that you've had like a week to kind of step back from, you guys had 3 games in 8 days, so it was a rush of games. Now that you had a week to step back, what have you seen from yourself and your team that you guys are like, hey, we got to clean this up?
A lot of things. I think the biggest thing with us is talk, communication, in general, but mainly on defense. Our defense can be really good and is really good when we communicate. So communication is the biggest thing. And that's what brings us together on and off the court. So that's what we've been reflecting on, and we've talked about communication.
Like, what's the one thing you didn't know about your team before the season started that you can say you know now about them?
Well, confident. I mean, coming into a new situation where you don't know the people, you're not sure about how people really feel about themselves, and then how they feel about you. But I think everybody in that locker room is confident in me, and I think everybody is confident in each other, and I am too. And I didn't know that coming into it. New situation, you don't know. The trust might not be there, but I think the trust is there.
Is some of that trust and the confidence that you see in each other, was that something that was there, or did you see some of that spark up in how you guys have responded to some of your tough losses and in fighting to get some of your wins?
I think it sparked up throughout the season. That's how it's supposed to be, though. You earn respect, you earn stripes, and the locker. Since everybody's seen each other play at this point, I think everybody respects that everybody in that locker room could compete at a high level against anybody. So we expected that of each other now, and we trust each other to make those plays.
But does anything change about your process or your routine as you kind of hit conference play and get ready for that kind of gauntlet, I guess? I always want to try to get better on a weekly basis. So nothing is specific, but yeah, getting better is always the goal.
Like, when we talked to Greg, he talked about the trip to New York and kind of what's changed since you guys got back from them. What do you think is different about the team since that New York trip, and what did that trip teach you guys about yourselves?
I think it's just everybody kind of like, those games were early for us. I don't honestly feel like we're the same team. We got better in that trip. I think it's mainly because we just learned how to work off each other, and I don't even think people realize when watching those games that that's exactly what's going on. Like, we're still learning how to play off each other. So I think the biggest thing that we learned there is how to read and react off each other. So, JB when he's at point and Nelly when he's at point, we're running the same play, but they might do something different. You know what I mean? We got a better understanding for that in New York.
Blake, you said you played a lot of pickup basketball in the last 2 years. I suspect a guy like you scores in double digits in big-time college basketball. You're pretty good on the schoolyard. Are you a dominant force in those pickup games?
Yeah, I would try. But the best thing about it, shout out to LA Fitness Orange City. They know what it is. I be in there, but
where's that at?
Orange City, Florida. It's right where I'm from.
Okay.
But like the best thing about that is you go into pickup arena, you go to pickup gyms and stuff, and people like me, we have a hard time finding good competition. But I think the best thing I did was I instilled a lot of talk. I would talk a lot to my teammates, to the other team, and I would kind of make it competitive in there. So, the gym would be arguing and loud, and I low-key started it. But, it would bring the competition out of people, and it would bring the competition out of me. So it was good, man. It was fun doing that. It was all learning. It was all fun.
So you're good at instigating?
I plead the fifth.
Motivator.
Hey,
Did you carry any of that over here to here at Pitt?
I also plead the fifth.
You invited some physicality and some kind of extra effort from people that you would play against in these pickup
Yeah,
games.
no doubt. And like that same person you didn't feel like could be competitive, once you kind of stir him up, he's competitive now. And now you're working on your game. Now you got better. So that was kind of my mentality going into those games.
You talked about, needing to, improving on talking and being better at that. Are there stuff that you guys do away from the court, like when you're not practicing, you're not in a game, that you guys do that you think helps you guys communicate better?
There's plenty we can do off the court. I mean, this week has been kind of weird with finals. You know what I mean? Everybody's been, studying and whatnot. But there's plenty of off-court activities we do. And we do. I mean, for example, the FIFA World Cup, I can only Guillermo, Jorge, and Fetty, a little bit of Nate, are the only people who pretty much knows what's going on. But not too long ago, it was Argentina versus Netherlands. The whole team was in there, and we're all screaming. I was screaming, I don't know what's going on, but like we were bonding. So like that's the type of stuff we do. Could we do more of it? A little bit, yeah. But we do a good job of talking and stuff and communicating off the court.
Were you guys Argentine fans?
Was man, yeah. I was going for Argentina, and then I kind of wanted to go for Netherlands at the end. Yeah, that's what happened.
When we asked Greg about you guys' film study sessions, he said Nelly's the loudest of the players. Is that as far as like guys giving their thoughts? Do you agree with that? Is Nelly kind of that presence? And what do you see? How you guys take on film sessions?
Yeah, Nelly speaks up. So, everybody speaks up. Well, not everybody, but our leaders step up. Our older guys step up and voice their opinion. Nelly being one of those people in the forefront of that. So, yeah.
Like you guys have an experienced backcourt, but a lot of youth in the front court. Where have you seen Fetty and the twins grow here over the first month or 2 months actually of the season?
I mean, they're growing in front of our eyes, and they're getting a lot mentally strong to how this process works. This is more than just what y'all see for 40 minutes every other night. Like, it's you're committing your life to it, and they've adjusted very well. And they're still adjusting, though. They're still getting better at it. And they're going to be better because of it. You know what I mean? To contribute to this team to be so young, which they have to, that's what point they are. That's going to be great for their whole entire career. And it's going to be great for us.
I would imagine you could get the twins fired up with a message or two.
Yeah. I mean, not all the time do you got to get them fired up. Every once in a while, yeah. But, they got some spunk to them. They just kind of keep it on the wraps.
How close do you think John is to kind of getting back into things? I know he's been injured. He's working back from it. But how close do you think John really is to kind of bring it through?
I'm not 100% sure. I seen him this morning running. He ran a lot this morning. And I talked to him a little bit this morning. He was talking about the progression of his knee. And he was just saying he's getting better, and he's getting better, and that's all I really know. You know what I mean? I'm not the trainer. I don't be in there with him, but I seen him running this morning. He looked all right there.
You being a veteran on this team, a leader, does Jeff ever pull you to the side and be like, "Hey, let's get after this guy today"? Like, kind of practice it when you guys are trying to pull it out of somebody?
Not really. Jeff more pulls me to the side and tries to pull it out of me if he got to, but. Yeah, it's just everybody. I think the good thing about being so a veteran player is like we have multiple veteran players, and we'll kind of do that instinctively. You know what I mean? Like if we can all communicate. We've all been in so many practices. We know when it's time to pull it out of him, and we'll kind of do it subconsciously. So that's how that kind of works.
It's like the North Florida coach told me. It seems like you never met a shot you didn't like. Is that an accurate statement?
That's an inaccurate statement.
Blake, back to, talking about the film sessions that you guys go through. Greg told us that when he's watching his own film, he looked at the past few games, his shooting form, his footwork, and stuff like that. For you personally, what's your process like when you get in the film room and watch yourself back?
I'm watching defense for the most part. Offense is what it is. Offense is what it is. It's read and react. It's never really going to be the same every game. We run the same plays, but something different happens every time. So really studying for that doesn't really do nothing. You learn that on the court. That's kind of a read and reaction thing. I watch defense, try my best to know what the next team wants to do, where their strengths at, where their weaknesses at, and that's all I really pay attention to.
Is the weather getting annoying now? It's getting colder.
Nah, I'm all right. I love this place. I really do. So I can handle anything.
It's not soft. Come on.